everyone, on this YouTube video today, we're getting set up for the next movie monster fight, I say, while I discuss some outcomes today, I do say. On this video today, I'll be doing things a bit differently for the topic of the day. We'll be talking about this upcoming movie monster fight, I say. The Indominus Rex kaiju-sized versus Godzilla -1. Now, this should be some fun. Now, first off, I would like to clearly instate that obviously the Indominus Rex is the underdog here. But personally, I think the Indominus Rex would stand a good chance if it was the same size, and almost probably would win if Godzilla, well, didn't have his OP atomic breath. Now, considering both of these are basically mutated dinosaurs of one way or another, one being a hybrid concoction of different creatures, and one more or less being a nuclear accident. Be it they come from two different stories, they do share very similar background in some extent. Both are fairly smart, although I would have to say that Indominus Rex probably wins the intelligent factor here. No offense to the big G-Man or anything, but if we're talking about -1 or the 1954 version, generally speaking, they're smart, but they're not as intelligent as the Indominus Rex. It's kind of hard to word it, but they're nowhere near as aware, I think is a good way to put it. They're more acting on instinct. However, there is that aspect of revenge against human beings. But if you compare that to the malevolence of the Indominus Rex and the extent it's willing to take revenge on humankind, I think we have a clear winner here on who the smarter one is for this fight. And while we're on the topic of Indominus Rex, I may as well discuss some of her powers here, which a lot of people in the community and amongst some of my friends that I've been talking about this with seem to be, well, neglecting. One being her osteoderms, or armor, being extremely strong. Being able to withstand bullets, like extremely high-powered rifle and various other weaponry, to the point of it kind of being ridiculous. And personally, which is my favorite, number 2, the camouflage factor, I think is probably going to be her biggest, well, winning factor in this battle. If she's going to win, it's more or less going to be using that capability to the full extent and, well, essentially sneak attacking Godzilla as much as she can. And again, we're going with the probability of this being more or less a 1954 or a -1 Godzilla, not legendary. I think that kind of power would probably surprise him, considering he is more or less based off instinct. There hasn't been anything like that he has probably ever seen, and I don't know how he would react, or he would know how to react to it exactly, up until it was probably a little bit too late and the Indominus had a good chunk of him in his mouth. Now, considering we're talking about close quarter combat here, both foes have phenomenal weaponry for this, given the fact that, again, this is a kaiju-sized Indominus Rex. Both have sharp and formidable claws, however, I do think the Indominus, well, pun intended, does have the upper hand. And when it comes to overall bite force, I do believe that the Indominus Rex probably would have more, even though, and I guarantee there's going to be, some discussion or disagreements with that statement, unfortunately. Given the fact that there is Godzilla Wiki to kind of provide you with some information on bite force on some of these kaijus, and a lot of them are generally kind of ridiculous, to the point where I don't think it would be physically possible with their skulls, unfortunately. But in the end, unfortunately, I do think that Godzilla -1 is going to be the victor more times than not. Given the fact that he has atomic breath, that's kind of a big issue. There's no good way to get around that as far as I'm aware. And I think the Indominus Rex would be pretty smart to realize that this isn't going to be a very good idea to continue this battle once things start going nuclear. Not to mention that any bite wounds that the Indominus Rex was able to deliver to -1 would be quickly healed by his regeneration powers. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Who do you think will be victorious? Will it be Godzilla -1 or the Indominus Rex? Anyways, if you enjoyed this video today, be sure to smash that like button as hard as a movie monster, I do say. Share with your monster and dinosaur loving friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new. And I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the very end of the video. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the content, comment below what you think, share with your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new. And that's enough from me. Till next time, take it easy.